Everybody has been wanting to know about credit from A through Z. So I'm gonna try to put together this live, really going off the top, just flowing and over delivering and providing value and information when it comes to credit for you guys, so that you guys are aware of the steps to take, no matter whether you got bad credit, whether you don't have any credit built, or whether you guys have great credit. I'm gonna give you guys all tips no matter where you guys are in your journey. If you guys got a business, how to acquire, how to build business credit. We're gonna make sure to provide information and value here on this live. So if you guys are here watching this live, make sure to send this video out to at least 5 individuals. If you guys are watching the recording, send this out to 10 people, man. Send this out to 10 people that are in that position of bad credit, no credit, or great credit, because this video is gonna be able to help you guys and help those individuals as well too. So without further ado, we'll get right into it here in the next 2 minutes. I'm gonna wait for more people to stream in here. Before we do get started, if you guys are tuning in right now, go ahead and drop something that you guys are all grateful for, man. What's one thing that you guys are grateful for? See, my mentor always told me, in order to attract life's comings, you must be in a state of gratitude. So what is it today that you are grateful for? What is it today that you are grateful for? You know, because no matter where you're at in your situation, no matter where you're at in life, there's always so much to be grateful for. So before we do get started and into this call and into these teachings, make sure to drop and share one thing, just one thing. We all got one thing. Whoa, this lighting is hitting. One thing that we're all grateful for. So what is that one thing for you guys? Go ahead and share that down below, and we'll get started here in the next 30 seconds to the next minute. Peace and love. And we're tuning in from Philly today, man. We out on the East Coast. I'm gonna show you guys the city, man. The water, I guess. I'll show you guys the city right here. We're right here in Philly, man. We in the city. So let's get it, y'all. Let me know. Drop something you guys are all grateful for before we get into it. I know all of y'all got one thing to be grateful for. All right, so let's get right into it. Regardless of where you guys are at in your journey, we're gonna start with bad credit. We're gonna start with those that have quote unquote bad credit, because I feel that's what's helped our channel grow, is those that have derogatory or delinquent accounts on your consumer report. So I always break down, how many times do I have to submit a CFPB complaint before it gets removed? It's not so much about how many times, it's about what you're saying in that dispute. What are you disputing with them? What laws are you guys exercising within that? Are you going through your credit report? Are you scanning your credit report, you know, with ChatGPT, as I've broken down with you guys, to spot any inaccuracies with the payment history? All right, what laws are you using? Are you using the FCRA? Are you using the FDCPA? What consumer law codes are you using when it comes to the complaints that you are sending to the CFPB? Because it's not about how many complaints you got to send to them. You know, there's no saying as to how many complaints you got to send to them. It's more so about, you know, what's being said within those complaints. All right, so those that got bad credit, there are certain subchapters and certain things that we need to know. So first and foremost, we got to go through and look at our consumer report. How many of y'all have actually gotten an official copy of your credit report? Most of y'all don't even know what's on your credit report. Most of y'all don't know that, you know, there is inaccurate information on your credit report. So a lot of you guys are looking on Credit Karma. We got to stop that right here and right now here on this live. That's why I'm going through this live. For anybody in any, you know, wherever you guys are at in your guys' journey with credit, I want to make sure to provide value for you guys. If you guys got a business, I'm going to provide some business credit information, right? It's going to be very, you know, fundamental teachings here on this live, because I don't want to over deliver on information that you guys aren't even ready to receive yet. Now, if you guys got any information, any questions further along after this live, make sure to go ahead and just schedule a phone call with us. We got free 10-minute consultation calls where we can help you guys with your guys' specific question or process that you guys are looking to get done. So once again, those that with bad credit, quote unquote, anything that's derogatory, delinquent, we got to pull that credit report. So we got to go to annualcreditreport.com. What's on your annualcreditreport.com? That's going to give you the 3 official reporting agencies. Like I said, Credit Karma, we got to stop using that. That's only giving you 2 of the 3. And furthermore, they're reporting, you know, inaccurate information, and they're inflating one score, you know, so we don't even want to look at Credit Karma, y'all. You know, so if y'all got Credit Karma, delete the app, stop using the app. You know, they're not an official reporting agency. Now, if you guys want a credit score as well too, that I've found to be the most accurate credit monitoring service, I would go through Identity IQ. See, Identity IQ, they can get you guys a credit report for $1 for the first 7 days. Within those 7 days, you guys can cancel that report or cancel that account with Identity IQ. So first and foremost, though, we got to see what's on the accounts. We got to see what's on the reports. And then we want to go through, and once we got those reports, have ChatGPT scan the credit report for you guys. Okay, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys here on my phone. We're going to have ChatGPT scan the reports for you and have it go through. I literally just did this, not but 2 minutes ago. I said, review this credit report and point out every account that is derogatory or delinquent. Show the account number as well too. This is from one of my clients that just sent over their credit report. Okay, I don't think it'll pop up, but boom, it broke down every account. Broke down the account number, the amount that they're attempting to collect. So this is one of our clients that just got locked in with us. We were on a FaceTime and I went through and I showed them, the ChatGPT and how I could scan through and find anything that's derogatory or delinquent. We got to know what we're looking for. We got to know, what accounts that we're, looking. And now I'm gonna show you guys the next step. I'm gonna give y'all a game, man, here on this live. So y'all are here. If y'all are tuned in, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. If this is something that's new to you guys. Y'all are just finding out about ChatGPT and AI and being able to use it to help you with the disputing process. Well, y'all here for a reason, man. Let's get the likes up, though. So check this out now. Check this out. Check what I'm about to put into ChatGPT right now. Check this out. I'll analyze the derogatory accounts and compare the critical details such as amounts owed, dates of the first. So that's what you want to have it go through and look for. Find me any, amounts owed that aren't reporting accurately. Find me the dates of the first delinquency. Find me the dates of the last payment, the date of the payment history for inconsistency. Let me extract the relevant details systematically for each derogatory account. So to come here, it'll let us know, not explicitly stated, but the first charge-off is recorded on July 2020. So this is only one of the reports. This is only experience credit report. I'll go through typically and have it go through all 3 of the reports, and I'll have it scan all 3 of the reports to tell me what's different from one report to the other. All 3 must be reporting the same information, as all information must be 100% accurate. So y'all can see, we're literally going through and it's spotting out, the date of the first delinquency, the last payment. If there's anything, especially if it's from a collection agency in the first place, that's a clear violation of the FDCPA. The FDCPA is governing all debt collectors. So the FDCPA, if there's any debt collection on your guys' report, you guys want to use the FDCPA. It's going to be your best friend. And that starts at 15 USC 1692. I want you to write that down, 15 USC 1692. Now, if you guys are, all right. We got to reconnect. We was dropping too much sauce, man. We was dropping too much sauce. They wanted to kick us out. They don't want us to win, man. So, yeah, man, once again, if you guys got anything that's derogatory on your reports, you want to go ahead and use those big 3 sub-chapters that I always talk about, man. The big 3, right? Like D-Wade, like LeBron, like Chris Bosh back in Miami back in 2012. Y'all want to use those big 3 sub-chapters, the FCRA, the FDCPA, and Truth in Lending. Truth in Lending starts at 15 USC 1601. Outside of that, once you guys have gone through, and the places where you guys can go through and dispute is you can send a letter directly to them. We've got tons of value, tons of content, tons of information here on the channel that shows you guys different step-by-steps. We've got an online university that gives you guys an exact step-by-step blueprint as well too. More put together, I'd say, than the YouTube. The YouTube is just tons of videos. I am putting together some playlists for you guys for each account specifically, but we've got information on every account you guys could think of, from student loans to evictions to repossessions to collections. I believe I said that already, but inquiries, charge-offs, inquiries. If you got inquiries, how to get it removed literally in 24 to 72 hours, you guys can call the reporting agencies. Pick up the phone. Right? Pick up the phone. Call Equifax. Call Experian. Call TransUnion. Right? Call these companies and dispute over the phone. Another thing that you guys can do is file an FTC report. Who here, drop a 3 in the chat box. Drop a 3 in the chat box if y'all have heard of the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission governs every single one of these companies. So if they're reporting inaccurate information, if they're reporting information that's not yours, we can get that removed through the Federal Trade Commission. This is the FTC. They've been put in place to protect consumers against these corporations for wrongdoing. I just talked to one of my, clients that just got started literally right now before this call, and he was telling me that, an apartment complex, they reported something of $14,000 debt, which they sold to a third-party debt collector, which now that third-party debt collector is attempting to collect for $12,000, and they sent me the ledger, and on the ledger, it shows that it's zeroed out. So it doesn't really make sense. And they're trying to, have me charge, pay $12,000. Now this third-party debt collector. And the fact that it's not even the same apartment complex, it's the third-party debt collector, one that goes to show, furthermore, it was like 3 years later when this reported from since he's been out of that apartment complex, and then they reported $12,000 and they sent that over to a third-party debt collector, and now this debt collector is attempting to collect this. So what I want y'all to understand above all else is that all these debt collection practices are, federal violations and federal codes that you guys can be exercising and rights that we hold and possess as consumers. So I want you guys to understand is that there's consumer laws in place. It's open to the public. It's nothing, no secret anymore. It's never been a secret. It's just information that they don't teach us for a reason. So if they don't teach us it, if they're not showing us how to use it, y'all, 90% of people won't go out and look into this information. Won't even go and look into this information after hearing this live right here. I've been able to discharge over $1 million in debt with these teachings, with consumer law. It's nothing that I created, y'all. I'm no guru. I'm no different than you guys. I'm just like you guys. I come from humble beginnings, but I've got a hold of certain information, and I actually started to read this information, and I started to get an understanding of this information. I invested into mentorship with this information to get more of an understanding from other people that have gone through and been doing this for some time. And that's what showed me how to actually use these codes. Granted, I could have done that all by myself, but it would have took a lot longer than it did because I've only been in the credit space since 2021. And with that being said, once again, we've discharged over $1 million in debt in the past 3 years. And I don't say this at all to impress upon you at all, or to impress you, but to impress upon you that you too can be discharging, even if it's $1,000 in debt. You can get that done. $100,000, $10,000, doesn't matter. Same process, same codes, same steps that we're using are those big 3 subchapters. Granted, there are more to it. There is more to it, but those 3 alone will get you guys everything you guys need. So that's everything on the bad credit side. Now, if you got no credit, for my people with no credit, my 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds looking to start building your credit, you got just getting out of high school. If that's you guys, if you guys got kids that are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, what I want you guys to do first and foremost is I want you guys to go to Rental Karma, right? Rental Karma or Rent Reporters. Either one, I'd recommend both. Once we go through there, you guys can actually report rent to you guys' credit report. So you guys can report rental history, use mom's address, use dad's address, and get that rent reported onto their credit report. And you could actually backdate it 5 years. See, the biggest thing for 18, 19-year-olds that affects most 18, 19-year-olds is the payment history, right? The age of the credit. They don't have no age on there. They don't have no age or no aged accounts. All of their accounts, if they do have any accounts, will be newer accounts. Like anything that's revolving, any like primary account, similar to on the business side, it's like a net 30. A primary account is building that payment history. It's a revolving account. So if you guys are 18, 19 years old looking to start building your credit, we just went over the information for those with bad credit and the steps to take on those. Now, if you guys got no credit, we want to start building that payment history. We want to start adding on that rental karma, that rent reporters. If you guys got a mom, uncle, auntie, anybody that grandma, grandpa, and they got an account, a credit card that's been open for about 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, 5 years even, If they've got an account that's been open for some time, what you guys want to do is you guys want to get added onto one of their credit cards that's got 100% payment history. What I mean by 100% payment history is they don't got no late payments, they don't got nothing missed, right? They don't have anything on that end. And you guys want to get added on as an authorized user to that credit card. Now, you don't actually have to be using that credit card. You don't actually have to, have that credit card or even give that credit card to your son or nephew or grandchild or whomever it may be, whomever is tuning in on this channel. But what you guys can do is you guys can add them on and it will report that credit history to their report. Now, if they're looking to get an American Express, it won't add and backdate the history, but it will still add on that limit. So if you got a 30K, Amex Platinum card, it'll go ahead and add them to that. Granted, they could also use, the perks of that come with the Platinum card as well. So they can use the lounges or they can use these things. And, it's also, once again, helping build their credit report. So I highly recommend that you guys add on those authorized users, to anybody that's 18, 19 years old. That's how a lot of these, rich kids are out there, getting access to Amex cards and even got Amex cards. It's probably because it's an authorized user, right? They didn't just get an Amex card right off the bat. I can promise you and I'll show you that. So we got to start building that credit history by adding on accounts like authorized users. If you don't know of anybody, if you don't have anybody, but you got some extra capital on hand, you're 18, 19 years old, go to a website, and when you're ready to get credit card funding, I'd recommend adding on that Rental Karma or Rent Reporters. I'd add on a couple other primary accounts like Credit.ai, like Bright Money. I don't recommend Self-Lender. That's something that I did used to, early on in my credit stages, but I'd recommend adding on, Bright Money, Credit.ai. There's not too many primaries that I use anymore, but Moneyline's a good one as well too. Even just furniture companies like Cons that will allow you guys to basically get fronted for 30 days. Another one, Afterpay. Start adding on and doing these, smaller accounts to have more account history and a diverse portfolio when it comes to your credit. From there, what I want y'all to do is go to Tradeline Supply, go to Tradeline Central. Reach out to individuals like me. We got a whole list of trade lines that you guys can get added on to. Authorized user credit card accounts that you guys can get added on to. And add on those, trade lines. But the thing with those, rather than a family member, our family members will stay on forever. These websites typically only have you on for about 2 or 3 months. So within those 2 to 3 months, you got to go out and you got to apply for your own accounts, right? Go out and apply for, the Chase Sapphire. Go out and apply for, the cards through American Express. I'd recommend the Blue Card for newer people. Go out and open up accounts with Navy Federal. If you guys need that Navy Federal loophole, we've got a Navy Federal loophole that you guys, whether you got anybody that's in the military or not, that can go out and you guys can still get access to that Navy Federal account. So that's for my people with no credit. Hopefully that was helpful. Those that got good credit, learn about how to stack credit cards. Learn about manufacturer spending. What I mean by stacking credit cards, is finding out which banks are pulling from where. If I know that Navy Federal pulls from TransUnion, if I know that Bank of America pulls from Equifax and I believe Experian, then I can sequence out these credit cards to going out and applying for these cards that are only pulling from one of the 3 reporting agencies, and that's only one inquiry on TransUnion. If I go to another card and they only pull from Experian, that's one inquiry on Experian. If I go to another bank and they only pull from Equifax, that's one inquiry on Equifax. Now that's 3 credit cards, but only one inquiry across the board. Let me say that again, because I hope that didn't go over your guys' head, anybody's head. Credit card stacking is essential to getting maximum funding. Also, it's best to apply for credit cards online on the weekends, after about 12 p.m. or about 12 a.m. Eastern time, after midnight Eastern time when these banks are closed. You guys are going to get higher limits and a lot higher approval rates. So I'm going to say this again. One bank pulls from TransUnion. That's one credit card. Let's say this bank allows you to get 2 credit cards though. So that's 2 credit cards, 1 inquiry on TransUnion. The next bank, Bank 2, pulls from Experian. They give us 1 card, we get 1 card, that's 3 cards with 1 inquiry still across the board. Now the next bank pulls from, I think I said Equifax or Experian, but the other one, Equifax, let's say. So now pulled from all 3 of the reporting agencies, we got 4 credit cards, but that's only 1 inquiry. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Do y'all got to see? Do y'all want to see? Do y'all want me to show you guys? I can pull up something on my laptop. Let me know, man. We out in Philly, man. Just get into it. Top of the city, top floor views. You know, they always say it's lonely at the top, but I can promise you, and I can show you guys it's not. Because even here at this level, there's higher levels, there's new heights, right? There's people, you know, there's just people that don't want to give you the information to get into these views, to these, you know, heights. But I could show you guys that, y'all, each and every single one of you guys can be up here, man. Each and every single one of you guys can have these views. Y'all want to see? Jennifer wants to see. All right, let me show y'all real quick. My phone's dying too, though. Let me see, if I got my charger, we could run it. Yeah, I do. So if not, y'all might be out of luck. Let's see. Let me just pull up my phone. My laptop is being slow. Keep the questions coming. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's get the likes up. I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. Let me pull it up. All right. So I got y'all. Boom, funding.
Stay fresh. Always Flex Foam Cam. It's the only pad made with a flexible foam core that locks in blood and sweat while the top stays dry.
Check this out. What lenders pull from which consumer reporting agency? Become familiar with who pulls from which consumer reporting agency. For example, Alliant Union pulls from Equifax. They have a 2% Visa signature card. They don't have any rules. They're giving you guys up to $15,000. And then Barclays does have rules. They have the Aviator card with American Airlines. This card gives you a free companion pass. Whenever you buy a ticket, you get one free after you spend $25,000. When you go to Barclays, they don't have a 5 card and 24-month rule like Chase. So you also got to know the rules of which banks pull from where. They only allow 1 card a day. Bank of America pulls from Experian. And the card that we want with them is the Business Advantage card. They have a 2, 3, 4 rule, which means you can receive cards, 2 cards every 2 months, 3 cards every 12 months, or 4 cards every 24 months. The beautiful part about this rule is that you could acquire those 2 cards on the same day. All right, make sure that to stay current on any online content regarding credit card and the user experience. Now we got Capital One, who pulls from all 3 consumer reporting agencies. You should apply for any venture cards such as the Savior or Savior One. There's a typo in their rules. Their rules are supposed to state you can get 2 cards every 6 months and 3 cards in total. So that right there, that's about 4 or 5 credit cards, but that's only 1 inquiry across the board. I hope that made sense, man. Don't let that pass you by. Let me show you guys our list really quick. That's all a part of YBC University as well. Let me show you guys this really quick. Check this out. Our secret lenders list. Seeing which banks from where. Listen to some Japanese lo-fi. Let me get it back on. Where did my phone? It's called 90s Chill Lo-Fi Study Lo-Fi Rain, Japanese Town Lo-Fi Rain. So check it. We got Capital One, seeing which banks pull from where. Chase pulls from Experian. We got to know which banks and where they're pulling from. So that's for my people with good credit, right? And then we got manufacturer spending, knowing which banks you can go through and liquidate. Literally a $20,000 card, you can get that credit and turn that to cash. You can use that cash for an investment, use that cash to just reinvest back into that credit. But above all else, you get the perks of that $20,000 that was used on that credit card, and then you could just pay that back off once you've gotten that $20,000 onto a debit card when, as there's many manufacturers spending place. For example, you go to Best Buy, you use a credit card, let's say you get cash back on this card. You buy, computers, TVs, etc., $20,000 on your credit card. You go back in the next day or two, you get that money refunded. So you're gonna get that money refunded back onto a debit card now. You insert the debit card, now you just got $20,000, from your credit card liquidated to your debit card, and you can wait about a week, two, and then pay that $20,000 off from your credit card with that debit card that you just got that money, back from. So, man, there's tons of loopholes when it comes to good credit, doing such. So that's just one play. That's just one way around it. I wanted you guys to be aware of that. But above all else, family, there's tons that you guys can do, and even putting that 20,000. 5 of it into some crypto. Once you got that onto your debit card, and that 5,000, would be up and running right now, especially if you put in the. But if all you're doing is working for money, now that's a problem. We got to learn different ways on making our money work for us. See, time is of the essence, and time is something that each and every single one of us, would love to be able to do whatever we want with our time. And in order to do so, you got to put your money in the right places to where it is working for you guys. So outside of that, those with business and business credit, you want to make sure that you got a Duns and Bradstreet number. If you don't have a Duns and Bradstreet number, go to Dun and Bradstreet, DNB, Dun and Bradstreet, .com, free business number. It's a free business number. It's free, completely free. You want to make sure you have this. A lot of business owners don't have this, but a lot of business lenders will be looking for accounts as such. Now I'm going to show you guys some different, no personal guarantee that you guys will need to acquire business credit. I think I got it. If y'all are getting any type of value here on this live, go ahead and drop billions in the chat box. Let me see who's getting some value from this live. Jennifer, I love the communication. I love the reciprocation. All right, so let's go do a couple different things, with y'all. So building business credit, like I said, you want to have that Duns and Bradstreet number. You guys can go there to Duns and Bradstreet. You of course want to have your Paydex score. You guys can get that through Nav. And then here's some vendor accounts, some net 30s that you guys can add on to your guys' credit report, your business credit, your Paydex score, like Uline, like Granger, like Zorro, like Crown Office Supplies, like Wex Fleet, like Nav, right? Nav has a net 30 that you guys can add on as well. All right, building business credit. You want to have 2 years in business, 15 trade lines, so about 15 of these types of accounts. You want to have a good amount of money flowing through that business checking account. Here's some no PG business credit cards. All right, Divvy, we got Sam's Club, we got Hats, we got Charity, 5-star process. All right, tons of information, tons of value from our business owners right there. Take action though, above all else. It's one thing to get this information, but if y'all aren't doing nothing with it, it doesn't mean anything. So I literally went through, for those that got bad credit, steps to take, the 3 sub-chapters, 3 things that you guys want to be looking at with consumer law to help you guys get any of those accounts removed. If you guys got no credit are checked off, you guys want to make sure that you guys are taking action with each and every single one of these steps. I appreciate you all tuning in, man. Credit Gotti, he's out here in Philly. We went from coast to coast. We went from the West Coast to the East Coast, and we headed back to the West Coast tomorrow. So I'll see you guys. Stay blessed. I may be going live later on today. I'm gonna be going through and giving you guys more of like step by like just disputing with you guys on these accounts when it comes to the deletion part of everything. So I'm gonna just work on literally my clients' reports on the lives, and I'm gonna just show you guys everything that I'm doing to get these accounts removed for our clients so that you too can take the exact same steps. So if y'all would love to see that, make sure to get the likes up, make sure to share this channel with other individuals, and make sure to feed and drop down below what you guys would love to see. I appreciate y'all, man. Stay blessed. And I'll see y'all soon, man. Connected to everything but attached to nothing. One love.